In this edition of Lindsay's Lost Her Darn Mind Part 2, we're going to see some more things that I got for the studio. Why is moderation so hard? I don't know. But you probably saw the first part of my my impending tariff doom spending haul. This is part 2. Actually, it's not as bad as it sounds. Do I sound like an addict? Oh my word. Let's turn this light on too. Okay, so my family has this art and craft shop that hasn't really been open for like 10 years. And they're going to liquidate everything. And so I brought some of my painty friends down to their shop and they let us buy stuff at half off. And they actually gave us some displays. So, and I was good. I let my friends have first dibs on anything. I'm like, guys, you know, does anybody want this? Nobody wants? Okay. Nobody had wanted this rack, but I thought this will be perfect for my water-based markers because I have Nutrigrain. Actually, I can show you what I have my markers in. I'm going to take all these stickers off and I might actually see if I can, oh yes, look. Yes, I'm going to take off these front pieces so I have more room. Yes, look at all that space I'm going to have in there. That's going to be great. Okay, so that's going to fit all kinds of water-based markers. I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in there because I made this. Actually, I have a video on how I made it on my channel. It's kind of heavy, but these are my water-based markers and I grab from this all the time. So what I'm going to do when I have some, you know, free time, maybe when I'm watching a movie, I don't know, I'm going to take off all the stickers off that rack. I'm going to pull off the little front tab if I can, and I'm going to put these in there. I'll probably test these out as I go, although I did test them when I made this. And if I do come across a dry one, I usually just refill it. Unless it's something I have multiple versions of, then I won't, but this is great. I'm reaching from this all the time, and they're gonna go into this here, and that will go where that one lived. It'll actually take up a little less space, so I'm excited for that so very much. My sister also had a Copic marker stand, and one of the other ladies took that, and she had some other different just display things that she didn't need, so that was really cool. So got a little freebie there, and everything here that I'm going to show you was half off, and half off the prices from back in the day, because like I said, this store really hasn't been open for the last 10 years. If somebody needed like a tube of paint or whatnot, they would go and unlock it, and because it was in the basement of my parents' hardware store, they'd go and unlock it for somebody if they came to shop, but hasn't had regular store hours in a long time. So I've never tried pastel pens, so pencils rather, so I thought I would try them. These are nice vibrant colors. We got some warm colors, some cool colors, and some neutrals, and I'm going to try these out and put them with my other pastel pencils in my little pastel pencil rack. I have a fair amount of pastel pencils. I find that when I keep them out on my table like I do, I'll show you how I keep them. This is going to be the most random, probably least tempting haul you've ever seen in your entire life. So I have this was a spice rack. I used to have it on my wall back in my apartment, and there would be little spice bottles in it, and you could hang it on the wall or have it sitting on the table. But these are so good because they're not circles, they're like a hexagon, or no, they're tessellated, they're like squares, they are squares. They fit so much, and so this half is pastel pencils. I use this every day, my little X-Acto knife. I've got a few fountain pens that don't fit with my other pens. I've got some, like a water brush, but I've got these ink-filled pens that are really fun. I just refill them as they go dry, but they're great because you can use this with a water brush and you can do line and wash, or kind of ink and wash pictures. I have all my ink-filled, like a watercolor ink-filled water brush pens there. Those are really fun to work with. And I've got my Col-Erase pencils, which are wonderful for sketching under watercolor if you don't want your lines to go away, or under markers. So these are my kind of like keep it really close to hand. I got a pokey tool, and that's just right on my desk. I can get these, and these are really good for putting like little details and stuff over a watercolor, because I'm a mixed media artist. I don't really stick to one media, so these will go in there, and I'm looking forward to trying them out. My friend Shanna said these are harder than some other pastel pencils, so I don't know. It looks like they have a nice thick lead, so I'm really looking forward to trying them. So these have, you can see they're kind of faded, like the colors, the packaging has yellowed, but I don't care. The product's gonna be just fine in there. I grabbed this because, and it was 50% off the lowest price, so it was like half of $45.99. I'm going to leave these sealed up until I use up my first oil bars, but I'll just show you here. They're these guys, and then I use these, love them, learned how to make them, but for this price, yeah, for like 20 through 22.50, you can't beat it. You cannot beat that at all. So I grabbed that, and I asked the girls, I'm like, did anybody want these before I buy them? So I was trying to be really mindful of that, because I know I have a lot of stuff. It's crazy, but I love art supplies. Some of you guys are going to be excited about this. Some of you guys are going to be rolling your eyes, but I was kind of hankering to do some cards again. So I got another one of these just collage ephemera packs. I don't know. I just really love Crafty Secrets, and I just thought, I wonder if I could cut. I bet I could cut around those with my Scan and Cut. But this is where I have the conundrum double-sided, and there weren't two, so you have to make a choice when you're working with these. What side do you want? But I don't know, just kind of sweet, like springy, baby, birthday type images I thought would be kind of fun for cards. And then I spotted this last time I was down at the shop. If you remember, like the last haul I did, but I'm like, God, it's a lot of cat and dog theme. I don't know what I use it, but I kept thinking about it. And I love the scale of these prints for cards. And there's these little post-it, I love it when papers have these cut apart bits, because that's such an easy way to embellish a card or to add journaling onto a scrapbook page. I do scrapbook. I don't scrapbook on the channel generally because it's not a very popular hobby these days. But every year I make a scrapbook for my mother for Christmas. I make a calendar, and I get cardstock, and I print out blank calendar pages for the year, and then I bind it together with my binding machine, and then I scrapbook on the pages. So every month she's got a new scrapbook page, and at the end of the year, especially if she writes on the calendar things she did or different stuff like that on the calendar, then she's got a whole year diary plus a scrapbook page for every month. So I do that. And sometimes I'll do an extra page for my scrapbook, but mostly I'm scrapbooking for her. But I just thought these were so sweet. And there's always lots of animal pictures because we all have dogs. So I just thought that would be cute. I have cats too, so I thought those would be nice little embellishments. And plus you get a couple of each, so I won't feel too stingy. It's funny because this right here looks just like my cat Frida. None of them look like... Actually, that one kind of looks like Tally. She's maybe a little bit fluffier. Oh my gosh, she had a frog this morning on the steps, and it had got caught in a dust bunny. And so I got the frog out, and I put it under some leaves into a damp area. And I tried to pull the fluff off of the frog, but it was I was afraid it was going to hurt him. So I'm like, oh, I hope the frog sorts himself out. But yeah, anyway, must have found it down in the basement. I don't know. She hasn't been outside. And then, yeah, just cute little images. I love Graphic 45, and I know these would be discontinued because the stock is from 2010. So yeah, I thought that was really sweet, and I've been thinking about it since I went last week. Now I got this one here. This is by Paper Journeys. It was a plaid company, and this is decoupage paper, so it's thinner than this is a cardstock. This is a cardstock weight, probably 65 pound or so, double-sided paper. This is meant for collaging or decoupaging. It's thinner paper. And what I'm thinking about doing is, this is my travel sketchbook that I'm bringing on my cruise, and I thought I would kind of pre-populate some of the pages with some of the with a little bit of ephemera, and just kind of take a little bit of the I don't know, just add a little something to it before I get started. Sometimes if you have just a blank page, it can be a little bit freaky to get started. So I thought it might be fun just to cut some of these out and glue them in before I go. And then also maybe make a card for the friends that invited us to go, like a thank you card or something like that. But I just thought, I don't know, I thought it was cute. This was $3.50, so half of that. Oh, and this was $10.99, so I paid $5.50. And this was $3.49, so I paid $1.75, somewhere around there. Math on the fly. But yeah, I've been kind of getting the itch to do some paper, and everything, like I said, was 50% off, so these were 50 cents, and so they were 25 cents. And I just love Graphic 45 paper. These aren't too hard because these sides are really good. I'm not going to be I mean, that's a pretty print too, but I love these little, I've actually had this page before, and I've cut out so many of those little postage stamps because I have the Flower Fairy stamps that Crafter's Companion came out with many years ago. I wish they would re-release those. I think they're in bankruptcy right now, that company, but that was such a wonderful set, and I'm so glad I bought all of the stamps. When they had a 40% off sale at Custom Crops, I bought every set, and I'm so glad because I go back to them all the time, and these are the perfect little embellishments. And I really like the Flower Fairies because they're so fun to color. Like if I just feel like stamping and coloring with markers or watercolors, they're just the best to do that with. And you can see there's a little bit of bending, a little bit of shop wornness, but it's just on the barcode side, so I'm not worried about that. Plus, I find sometimes if you have something that's not perfect, it makes you more eager to use it because you're not like, you don't feel like you have to keep it pristine. Like if you have a broken pastel, you're more likely to just grab and color with it because it's not like, you know, no longer perfect. This, my friend Angela talked me into. It's a fluid writer pen, and first I thought this was for like wax, for like doing Ukrainian eggs. And she said, no, this is actually for like watercolors, acrylics, or whatever. And I'm, oh yeah, it is. So I got one of these because I bought a ruling pen, and it probably because it was cheap, it just wasn't very good. I got it at a little shop in Portland, and I could never get it to work right. I'm like, what a pain. I'd rather just dip a pen in a puddle of watercolor and draw with it if I wanted to, or just use a fine brush. But I thought I would give this a try. It's by Kemper Tools, which is a pretty, I think, reputable pottery brand anyway. And yeah, it was regular 12, so I paid $6, and I'm looking forward to trying that out with some watercolors, so maybe today. The next things I got, these may seem kind of silly, but this is why I got them. I love to tear paper, and these are heavy-duty metal tearing templates, and I thought, how cool would it be to take, and at first I was just going to get the square, but then I was like, oh, I'll get the heart too. Then I'm like, you know what, these are going to be like $2.75 each. Get them all. But I thought, how cute would it be to take watercolor paper and tear it down to these shapes, like these ovals and squares and hearts and whatnot, and do little mini paintings on them. I thought that would be really sweet. And sometimes when I'm teaching classes, because when I'm teaching classes at the library, you have all different levels, and we usually work on watercolor greeting cards, or maybe a little bit bigger, maybe as big as an 8x10, but it has to be finished that night because, you know, it's hard for adults to get to classes sometimes, so you want to finish it in the night. You have all different levels, and because they have all different levels, some people are going to go faster than others, and I do kind of like paint with me, like it's step-by-step paint with me, so, and people have patterns if they want to use them, or they can freehand, but it's to be as adaptable to different levels as possible. So I thought it'd be cool to tear a few of these things up, maybe stamp an easy like flower on them, or just maybe come up with a secondary project that somebody could do while they're waiting for their paint to dry, or while they're waiting for other people to catch up. So I just thought this would be really fun for mini watercolor paintings. Anyway, so that's why I got these. These were by Plaid. And yeah, paper tearing templates. I just think they'll be really fun, and they should last a long time. I actually have one of their rulers, and you know what? I keep it right. Is this Plaid? Yeah, I keep it right. I always have this within arm's reach, and I tear on it often. Of course, you can just tear on a regular, you know, a regular ruler, and that will give you a deckled edge. And I was thinking about that, but you know, getting the shapes, if you had just like a cardboard template, it's not going to tear as nicely as if you have a metal edge. So for the price, I'm like, what the heck? I'm giving it a try. And you know, I use this all the time, so yeah, I think it's a good investment. I bought a couple, oh no, one of them broke. I bought I'll show you that in a second. I bought a couple different colors of soft pastels. These are the Winsor Newtons that are discontinued. They've recently come out with some Chinese-made pastel sets, but these are back when they used to have the open stock pastels, and they're kind of a medium to hard soft pastel. But I got a quinacridone magenta because pinks are notoriously fugitive in media, and this one actually has a light fastness of A. Now with Winsor Newton, AA is the best, then it's A, which is good, and then it goes to B, I think, which is probably semi-fugitive. So all of these have an A or an AA light fastness, but I wanted some teals, blues, and I love these like kind of Naples yellowy colors. So I just got a few colors to add. Sadly, we got a little bit of chipping in there, but oh, that's okay. That's okay. And these were $2.79 or $2.50. I actually think $2.50 was regular price, so I think I paid $1.25. I probably should have bought more, but my pastel cabinets are a little bit maxed out at the moment, so I really need to use up some more pastels. But when you find a situation like that where it's like everything's 50% off, and the prices are from like 10 years ago, it's kind of hard to say no, right? Plus supporting the family business, right? And then I grabbed this. This is a little ruler, and it's the reason I grabbed it is because it's about the size of a pen. You've got centimeters, you've got inches, you've got all, I hope we have inches. What do we have? Actually, you know what? I don't think they're inches. Oh shoot, I probably should look to see. Okay, we don't have inches. Engineering scale red. Oh shoot, you know what? I thought I had one with inches, but that's all right. I'm gonna put that in my travel art bag in one of the pen pockets, so when I need to like hold up and measure, like when I'm plein air painting, doing architecture, which I'm not very great at yet, but I want to get better. Like what I'll do right now is just take a pen, and it works fine. And I'll like say I was painting a church the other day, and I was looking, okay, the height of the steeple is the same as the width of this outbuilding that I saw over there. So if you can like find something to measure, if you measure everything against everything else where you're painting, it will work out, and also to bring angles over. I just think this will work out really well for that. And I'm gonna have to ask my sister if they have one with inches on it. I grabbed the red one because red's my favorite color and I can see the markings really well. But now I'm wondering if maybe there were ones with inches, and I didn't have my glasses on, my regular glasses when I was there. I was wearing my sunglasses because we'd been outside painting on the lake, and yeah, so silly me, but actually it's gonna really work well for the plein air thing I bought it for anyway. And then I think that's it for my little haul there. But I want to show you one other thing that I got, because I have no impulse control when it comes to travel watercolor palettes, apparently. I saw this on Amazon for $15, and I got it because it was exactly the thing I wanted when I bought the Fun 2 palette that I got. Hold on, you know what? I can show you that because I have it right here. I know right where it is. And then, oh, I have a video too. I have a video, I'm gonna grab some other things here. I have a video on my channel on how to make little holsters for all your different watercolor palettes and stuff. So if you just want to DIY something like that, there's a video on my channel where you can make your own little, palette holsters, different sizes, make it for whatever you have. But I bought this little kit last year because as I mentioned, no impulse control. And I did a couple things. I took the paint out that came with it because it wasn't very good. I put a piece of white vinyl in there so I'd have an extra mixing area. And I keep this clipped to my little hiking watercolor, pouch thing that I wear, or I'll clip it onto my whatever bag I'm carrying that day. I usually don't carry a bag, but it's great because I have stuff handy. I'll have a water brush and a tiny sketchbook, and that's really all I need. I really like that. But I'm like, I wish it came without the paints because I just had to toss them away because they weren't very good. And then I was thinking, because the holster with the little carabiner was what sold me, then I'm like, well, let me try making some of these. And I made a bunch of these for other palettes that I had. So, I mean, it's really just an obsession at this point. I don't really have any way to justify it, but yeah. So that inspired me to make a bunch of these, which was really fun. And I have a video. But then I saw this, and it's very similar. I think it's like it's probably the same mold. It's probably the same overall thing. It comes with this little pouch, but I don't think that's really a necessity. And we're actually opening it for the first time. It's got this little leatherette pouch that's supposed to slide through a belt. So if you wear a belt, you could slide this, like, your belt through there and then like wear it on your hip. And then, oh, that seems quite well made. That's like a little leatherette type thing. Oh, actually, you know what? This is bigger. This is bigger than the other one. Oh, that's good. That's good. I didn't just buy the identical thing that I already had. Okay, so what sold me on this was this little pouch that you could put on your belt. I'll have to start wearing a belt. See, you can see the flaws in my logic. Somebody who doesn't carry a purse or wear a belt. It's got a water cup. And then it's got it's larger. It's about the same thing, but it's larger. So I like that quite a bit. And I think this probably comes out, maybe? There's like a little, I think you can get it out. You probably need to use something. Oh, we've also got this. And let's see, where does that, oh, I guess, oh my gosh, look at that. That would hook on there. Maybe you just, oh, you know what? And that would go in there. So it has half pans in there, but you can take that out and then these two little things would fit in there. I'm pretty sure that will pop out for cleaning. Let's get my little pokey tool and see if we can get that to pop out. You know what? I'm afraid I'm going to bend that. Is there anything in here to help pop it out? Oh, a little gold clip, or copper clip, I should say. Well, it comes with a water brush. How am I going to get that guy out of there? Oh, let's use this. Maybe this will get in there. Yeah, so that pops out. Are these all the same size? Nope, this is a little bit bigger. So I guess if you didn't want to have that in there, or you wanted to take that out to clean it, you could, and then it just friction fits back in there. And yeah, how cute. How cute. Oh, and so this would, I think this would clip. Would you clip it on there, or would you just set it next to it? I think that would just set right on there. It probably sat on there better if you didn't have that piece in there. Let me, let's pop that out again and see. I'm going to have that thing all stove up before. Yeah, see, that will fit in there better if I don't have the, if I don't put that part in there, if I just have like one of those parts in there and then have that in the bottom or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't have high hopes for the paint. In fact, I might see if I can just, yeah, get that paint right out of there. I mean, I'll test it out, we'll see, but I don't have high hopes. Oh, that comes out nice and easy though. Oh, look at that. And then so you could put your watercolors in there. And then you go 1, 2, 3 mixing areas. And probably if you're holding this, oh, no, you know what? You can. Look at that. Look at that right there. It's all right there. And I mean, I'll swatch these out, but I'll probably end up just, we'll see. We'll see how they are. I don't have high hopes, but I love that I could put my own thing in there, and oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. So it's a bigger version of this. Just show you the old one, just but very similar design, just a different size. I was thinking that it might be the exact same thing as this, just with a different tray configuration, but I think that's so cool. And then, you know, you put whatever you want in there for watercolors, and you've got 24 spots for color there. Of course, they're shallow, but watercolor a little goes a long way with watercolor. And you could always fill up a couple pans or a couple wells with a color if you need it. Like if you want to use a big brush, you could do 2 side by sides with like ultramarine blue or something. I think that is just the bee's knees. As long as I remember how to close it properly. All right, and then this goes in here, and then it goes in the pouch. And then you could put all of that in here. Oh my gosh, I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I have no regrets on any of it. Put your water brush in there. You could probably put a little bottle to refill your water brush. Water brush is a little tall for that, but the water brush comes apart if it's empty. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And I will put a link to that in the video description in case you want to find it. It was still $15 or 15 something when I checked. I'll try to link up these. I think most of these things are not available, honestly. I think everything I got today is discontinued. Even the art bars, you can't buy those anymore. You can buy art sticks from other companies, but the pastel pencils may be available, just not in those packs. But yeah, quite a lot of fun things, and it's neat to kind of be reminded of things that used to be around, used to be popular. I don't know. I love vintage art supplies, so there you have it. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be nice. I know haul videos can attract a wider net than my typical audience, and sometimes people like to judge and troll, and hey, I get it. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!